Welcome to Electronic Status Reporting, or ESR, monthly reporting using Electronic Data Interchange, or EDI, with X12 files for the Single Family Housing Guaranteed Loan Program. The topics we will cover today include logging into ESR, the submission and review of monthly investor status reports, and the submission and review of monthly default status reports. To access ESR, users will first log in to USDA Link from the web address provided on this slide. From the USDA Link homepage, please select RHS Link Home. Next, select Electronic Status Reporting. This will take you to the eAuthentication login page. If you have an activated Level 2 user ID, please enter it along with your password, then select Login. If you do not have an activated Level 2 eAuthentication account registered with the approved lender or servicer for which you are reporting monthly loan statuses for, please refer to the ESR Introduction Training and the Security section of the ESR User Guide for step-by-step instructions to create and activate your own eAuth account. A successful login for ESR will direct you to this home page. There are two reporting options available. One is web reporting. Web reporting is the manual data entry of each individual loan in regards to monthly status and default status. The second option is EDI, or Electronic Data Interchange. This is the reporting method reviewed in this presentation. Many servicers prefer to create and upload X12 batch files into ESR and then retrieve rejection and/or correction reports. Both options are available to all loan servicers. Please determine the appropriate reporting method for your needs. All monthly investor status and default status reports are due by the 6th government business day at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. No changes or updates to any loan or default status will be allowed until the next monthly reporting cycle. Rejected loan statuses and/or identified errors may be corrected beginning the 13th government business day of the month until the end of the calendar month. The main menu options include EDI reporting and web reporting. The monthly investor status report and default status report must be completed for the entire portfolio of guaranteed loans and is due each month. The monthly reporting cycle is open and available from the 1st of the month until the 6th government business day at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. EDI will allow servicers to submit X12 batch files of monthly investor status and default reports to USDA, and servicers may also retrieve a 997 file to confirm the submission of these reports. Notice there is no distinction for monthly investor status and monthly default status for EDI reporting. Servicers will be submitting X12 files for both types of reporting that are due. Select Send X12 File from the EDI reporting menu to get started. The Send X12 File homepage will display. Browse your computer files to locate the correct batch file you wish to attach to the submission. Next, the file name will populate in this data field. And third, select Submit Transmission. A message will display to confirm that your request is being processed. A successful transmission will be confirmed. It will include the name and size of the file submitted, the new name of the file for identification purposes, and the date the file was submitted. If you wish to print a receipt of the submitted transaction, you may do so from this page. This will confirm that all monthly investor status and/or default status reports have been transmitted to USDA. If you wish to review the transaction set file that was submitted, you must first select Retrieve 997 file from the EDI reporting menu. Second, you may click Download next to the listed file. These files will typically be available for download within 1 hour of your submission. When you download a report and wish to see if the codes displayed will indicate the submission was accepted, the following may assist. If your codes begin with an A, possibly an AK, and then are followed by additional numerals, this will indicate the submission was accepted. If the code begins with an E, this means that the submission was accepted, but there were errors detected that will require correction. And finally, if the code begins with an R, then the files were rejected. This will also require further review and resubmission to USDA. Appendix D of the ESR Implementation Guide, available on USDA Link's Training and Resource Library, includes additional assistance for these TS997 codes. Appendix D details many of the error codes noted on this slide, By reviewing the error code, it will assist users to more efficiently correct deficiencies within the rejection and/or correction timeframe. An important consideration for report submissions is to create your investor status and default status X12 files at the same time. This will help avoid generating conflicts and data entry errors, and it also assists to keep data in sync. As with web reporting, when multiple default codes exist for an individual borrower for this reporting cycle, please be sure to include them all in your submission to USDA. Report each code in the correct order as it pertains to the status of mortgage codes. For example, the first time you report a loan is delinquent, also known as opening a new delinquent event, you must report code 42. The most recent status of mortgage code on the transaction set 264 will be the final default status for the applicable reporting period. Therefore, be accurate in your submission of default codes to ensure proper reporting and assist USDA to maintain accurate delinquency records. This is a multiple default code example. The account is a minimum of 30 days delinquent and has never been reported as a default before. Therefore, code 42 must be reported to open the delinquency event. The home is delinquent due to a natural disaster that has impacted the borrower's dwelling and/or employment. Code 34 will denote the natural disaster. And finally, the borrower has been approved for a promise to pay in order to correct the delinquency, so the last reported code will be 11. This means that if the status of the loan were to be pulled in a report, the status of promise to pay would be the reflected code. However, the servicing history would also capture the 42 and 34 as well. These codes are very important to help determine servicing actions and portfolio performance. Another very important point in regards to multiple default codes and accurate reporting applies directly to transaction set 264. Be sure to report all applicable codes on the same transaction set 264 that is transmitted to USDA for that borrower. If the same borrower is listed on multiple transaction set 264s and that is submitted, only the last TS-264 received will be processed. This may result in an inaccurate reporting or incomplete reporting records for a loan status. This is an example of submitting multiple TS-264s to USDA with the same borrower included on each transaction set. In the first report submitted, borrower A was coded as 42 for delinquent. In the second TS-264, borrower A was entered as a 34 for a natural disaster. And in the final TS-264, borrower A was back to 42 for delinquent. Because multiple TS-264s were submitted with borrower A listed, each subsequent report did an override of the codes for this borrower. So in this example, if a report were pulled after the final TS-264 was submitted, the loan would show a code 42, when truly the loan should reflect a code 34. Why is this an issue? When a natural disaster occurs, there may be moratoriums that apply or additional loss mitigation options that can be offered due to the disaster. If the loan is not properly reporting, this may create servicing issues and unnecessarily reflect poorly on a lender's portfolio performance. Therefore, please try to avoid the same borrower listed on multiple TS-264 reports that are submitted to USDA. As a final reminder, all monthly investor status and default status reports may begin on the 1st of the month and are due by the 6th government business day at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. No changes or updates to any loan or default status will be allowed until the next monthly reporting period. Rejected loan statuses or identified errors may be corrected beginning the 13th government business day of the month until the end of the calendar month. USDA Link Training and Resource Library provides a lot of great information and training for ESR and many other USDA single-family housing guaranteed loan topics, including origination, the Guaranteed Underwriting System, GUS, and loss claims. You may access ESR information by selecting Electronic Status Reporting from the list of links at the top of the Training and Resource Library, or you can manually scroll down the page until you locate this section. All training and documentation materials will be updated as necessary. Speaking of new resources, the ESR User Guide will soon be added to the USDA Link Training and Resource Library to assist users to navigate topics for assistance. This slide displays the specific help section for EDI reporting. This table provides specific resources to assist you with any ESR-related questions or technical issues you may encounter. Depending upon your current needs, USDA has a contact option that you can reach out to for help. This will conclude this section. Thank you very much for your time. And thank you for your support of the Single Family Housing Guaranteed Loan Program. We are proud to partner with you to serve more rural homebuyers nationwide.